Jeb Bush has basically been getting his ass kicked by Donald Trump this election season, or so far in this election season. Now, if you recall, at the start of this thing, Jeb Bush was the front runner. This was supposed to be his time. He was the candidate that raised the most money. He was leading in the polls. I think it was him and Marco Rubio. And eventually, the pundit said that it wouldn't be long before Jeb Bush sort of broke away from the pack. But a funny thing happened on the way to Jeb Bush's coronation as the Republican nominee for president. That funny thing was Donald Trump. Now, the Donald, as I said, has been kicking Jeb's ass every which way. And leading the pack and basically getting more and more supporters as this thing goes along, while Jeb loses more and more supporters as this thing goes along. Now the media is getting a little worried, and they've decided to do something about it. Now, check this article that is appearing on Yahoo and also USA News and World Report, two reputable news sites. And this article is actually written by a Associated Press reporter. The title of this article is "Trump Surge Forces Jeb Bush to Switch from Optimist with Joy to One with Bite." Now, the lead paragraph in this thing is, Jeb Bush wanted to run for president as a joyful frontrunner, above the fray of the pack. Instead, he heads into the fall campaign as a fighter with a foil, Donald Trump. Now, the writer of this article is one Thomas Beaumont of the Associated Press. Now, the media should be reporting news, not offering opinion pieces. And you got to leave the opinion pieces to bloggers or vloggers like myself, right? Now, I'm an opinion man. And I make no mistake about it. Now, I believe in my opinion, but I tell you straight up that these are center-left stories. The Associated Press is supposed to be a news organization. But when you come in talking about Jeb Bush wanted to run for president as a joyful frontrunner, but instead has to go into the fall campaign as a fighter with a foil, you know, you're trying to relegate Donald Trump to some cartoon Daffy Duck, while you're elevating, I guess, Jeb Bush to be some type of a freaking Superman, a fighter. Look at these last few paragraphs here. Bush displayed plenty of energy during his run through New Hampshire last week. More than 200 voters got a taste of the new approach in some uncharacteristically blunt language. After a woman asked Bush during a campaign stop in the state's northern lake community if he's afraid that contrasting himself with Trump would turn off voters, this is the Bush quote. "I'm going to push back when he says things that are ugly," Bush replied. "I'm sure as hell am going to when he attacks me personally or disparages my family. Damn right I'm going to fight back." But he added to whoops and cheers, "I'm not going to participate in some reality TV show." During the same trip, after Trump suggested Bush should only speak English while in the U.S., the bilingual candidate defiantly told factory workers the GOP should campaign with brazos abiertos, or open arms. Now, there's a couple things here. First, this AP writer, Thomas Beaumont, says Bush displayed plenty of energy during his run through New Hampshire last week. Now, that's in response to Donald Trump saying that Bush is a low energy guy. And so this AP writer takes it upon himself to say, you know what? Bush displayed plenty of energy, already letting you know what he's trying to do. Shape people's thoughts on Jeb Bush. And then trying to reinvent Bush into a fighter. So basically what we have here is Bush now wants to be the compassionate conservative like his brother, a kind of gentler conservative like his father, but tough. But still an open arm, hard-nosed, kind of gentler, compassionate conservative. It's that same Bush crap that Father Bush trotted out in 1988 and Brother Bush trotted out in 2000. And here is Jeb trotting it out in 2015. Kinda, gentler, compassionate, conservative, open arms, bullshit. And here the Associated Press is trying to help create that new reality instead of just reporting the news. Now, Donald Trump supporters, I hope you don't fall for this. And anyone else who on the Republican side, you considering your candidates, I hope you don't fall for this. Jeb Bush, just because he's changed his strategy all of a sudden, doesn't make him a fighter. Just because the Associated Press want to all of a sudden say he's full of energy, don't mean that he's not the low energy candidate that he was at the start of this thing. Yeah, he's got the media on his side now. The mainstream media, for whatever reason, don't like the Donald. And so they're getting ready to help Jeb Bush by trying to reinvent him in our eyes. And then they wonder why people don't trust the mainstream media, why they don't trust the establishment guy. It's because of crap like this. You think we're stupid?